The bold and the beautiful, Luna's descent into chaos, gunpoint at Malibu, a fugitive on the run. And Steffi becomes her hostage in a deadly game of vengeance and survival ***. The bold and the beautiful has never shied away from explosive drama, but nothing in recent memory has struck with the ferocity, psychological intensity, and gut-wrenching stakes as the events now unfolding around Luna Nozawa. What began as a love triangle steeped in suspicion and manipulation has morphed into a harrowing manhunt, a high-stakes hostage crisis, and a grim reckoning for the Forrester and Spencer families alike. Luna is no longer a misunderstood romantic interest. She is a fugitive, armed, unpredictable, and out of time. It all started with a confrontation on the iconic Malibu cliffside, the same scenic backdrop that's framed countless passionate reunions and tragic farewells. But this time, it was not a place for love. It was the scene of near death. Well, Spencer met Luna there, perhaps to talk her down, perhaps to make peace, perhaps because a part of him still didn't believe she was dangerous. But that part of him died the moment Luna pulled a gun on him. She didn't shout. She didn't panic. Her hand didn't tremble. She pointed the barrel straight at Will's chest and told him she was done being hunted. That she was done being lied to, used, underestimated. She blamed him for everything: the betrayal, the surveillance, the wiretap. He had seduced her, set her up, and now the entire Spencer dynasty was circling like wolves. In her eyes, this was self-defense. Survival. What Luna didn't know was that help was already closing in. The LAPD had been tracking her movements since she fled the scene of her last altercation. But what tipped the scales wasn't police intelligence, it was technology. Unbeknownst to Luna, the ring Will had once given her, under the guise of love, contained a discreet GPS tracker embedded beneath a fake gemstone. A piece of Spencer's security innovation meant to protect what matters most. Will never imagined it would be used against her. But Dr. John Finnegan did. Finn, Luna's cousin by blood, knew something was off. He'd been watching the unraveling from the sidelines too long, torn between his duties to his wife Steffi Forrester and his concern for Luna. But once he saw the footage of Luna threatening Will with a firearm, he made a choice. He activated the tracker and began pursuing her himself, quietly, off-grid, determined to stop the spiral before it destroyed everyone they both loved. But he was already too late. By the time Luna realized the police were closing in, she was desperate. Running again was risky. Too many eyes, too many roads blocked. She needed leverage. She needed time. She needed a hostage. And that's when everything changed. Luna doubled back and made her way to the one place she knew would shake the entire Forrester empire to its core, Steffi's estate. In a move that shocked even Finn, Luna ambushed Steffi inside her own home, subdued her, and took her at gunpoint. No staff, no security, just Steffi, helpless, gagged, and tied to a chair in the back room of a property that once symbolized peace. Luna didn't want to hurt Steffi. That much was clear. But she needed to make a statement. She needed the Forresters and the Spencers to understand that she wasn't some pawn in their legacy games. She had been judged, rejected, discarded. Now they would listen. Now they would feel what it meant to lose control. The hostage standoff has sent shockwaves through every corridor of Forrester Creations and Spencer Publications. Rich Forrester has mobilized private security, while Brooke Logan has demanded that the LAPD take immediate action. Hope is in tears, Beth is confused, and Kelly, Steffi's daughter, is now under guarded lockdown. Bill Spencer, meanwhile, is seeing red. For him, this is war. He has already pulled strings with local authorities, demanding a no-hesitation shoot-to-kill order if Luna makes one wrong move. But Finn refuses to let it go that far. Against everyone's advice, Finn has entered negotiations. Quietly, secretly. Using a private communication channel, he reached out to Luna from outside the perimeter, trying to leverage his familial bond and years of shared memories to reason with her. He's the only one she hasn't blocked out entirely. Maybe it's guilt. Maybe it's hope. Maybe it's the lingering echo of a girl who once just wanted a father figure. But she answers. Finn begs, pleads, tells her that this isn't the way. That holding Steffy hostage won't erase the pain. That killing Steffy will destroy Luna forever. But Luna doesn't want to kill. Not really. She wants to be heard. She wants the Forresters and Spencers to acknowledge what they did to her, how they manipulated her, cast her aside, branded her a criminal before she had a chance to explain. She blames Bill for vilifying her. She blames Will for betraying her. She blames Steffy for always being the untouchable queen, never having to face consequences, always protected by power. And she blames Finn for choosing Steffy over blood. Luna has no more allies. Her own family turned their backs. Her grandmother Sheila, once a voice of twisted comfort, is nowhere to be found. Deacon is silent. Remy Price, her only true confidant, has vanished. She's alone. But in that isolation, something inside her has twisted. This isn't about love anymore. It's about revenge, control, recognition. As hours pass, the situation intensifies. Luna, once composed, becomes erratic. She demands a camera crew. She wants to speak to the public, to tell her story, to warn everyone what happens when you trust powerful families who use people as stepping stones. Steffy, ever defiant even in captivity, tries to get inside Luna's head. She mocks her, calls her pathetic, broken, delusional. But it backfires. Luna snaps, firing a warning shot into the wall. The sound shakes the estate and forces negotiators to pull back. Outside, tensions reach breaking point. Ridge wants to storm the building. Bill is ready to fund an entire SWAT operation. Katie pleads for calm for Will's sake. But it's Finn who takes the next step. Using a secret entrance only family knows, Finn breaches the house. Alone, unarmed. He finds Luna pacing, wild-eyed, muttering to herself. He sees Steffy, bruised but alive. And he does the only thing he can. He kneels. He surrenders. He offers himself in Steffy's place. Take me, he says. Let her go. I'm the one who abandoned you. I'm the one who didn't protect you. The standoff reaches its climax. Tears stream down Luna's face. Her arm trembles. She looks at Finn. At Steffy. At the life she never had. At the legacy she was denied. Then she screams a primal, raw, broken cry and collapses. Outside, police storm in. She doesn't resist. Doesn't speak. Doesn't cry. She's taken into custody. Steffy is rushed to safety. Finn is broken. And the Forresters, the Spencers, the entire city of Los Angeles is forever changed. The aftermath begins now. Luna faces federal charges: kidnapping, unlawful imprisonment, attempted murder. Her legal team scrambles. Public sympathy is thin. The media calls her the Malibu siren. Talk shows dissect her motives. Viewers are torn between condemnation and pity. Bill demands maximum sentencing. Katie fights to keep Will away from the courtroom. Ridge wants new security protocols at every Forrester property. Brooke urges unity, but even she can't look past the fear that Luna could have killed her daughter-in-law. Hope keeps Beth close. And Liam, now back under intense scrutiny because of his previous connection to Luna, is forced to explain everything to Steffy again. And Will? Will is shattered. He wears guilt like a second skin. He doesn't speak publicly. He stops answering messages. He disappears from the family offices. Rumors swirl that he's entered counseling. Others whisper that he might testify on Luna's behalf. No one knows for sure, but one thing is certain. Luna Nozawa is no longer a mystery. She's a storm, a fire, a reminder of what happens when pain goes unheard for too long, and the bold and the beautiful has just crossed into a darker, more dangerous era, where lines are blurred, love is lethal, and every decision carries the weight of blood. The bold and the beautiful. After the storm, trials, secrets, and the slow burn of fallout as Luna faces justice and the Spencer, Forrester Empire begins to fracture *** days after the Malibu hostage standoff. The bold and the beautiful universe has shifted permanently. The world is no longer reeling from the explosion, now it's wading through the ruins. Luna Nozawa is behind bars. Steffy Forrester is alive but scarred. Dr. John Finnegan is a hero in the eyes of some, a traitor to others. And Will Spencer has gone completely silent. But the silence doesn't mean peace. It's the kind that comes before another wave crashes. Because justice hasn't been served yet. Secrets haven't stopped spreading. And no one is safe from what happens next. Inside her holding cell, Luna stares into nothing. She hasn't spoken since she surrendered. No lawyer. No confession. No request for bail. Her silence is as loud as a scream. But behind that mask of detachment is a whirlwind of thought. Luna knows what she's done. She knows the courts will brand her unstable, dangerous. She knows Bill Spencer is preparing a media assassination. She knows that once the legal system kicks in, she might never see the outside world again. But what no one knows, not yet, is that Luna has one last move. One final card she hasn't played. And she's waiting for the perfect moment to use it. Meanwhile, the legal proceedings begin with fury. Bill Spencer, wasting no time, hires a lethal legal team and files for the maximum charges: aggravated kidnapping, assault with a deadly weapon, unlawful imprisonment, and endangerment of a public figure. His message is clear. He wants Luna destroyed. Not just punished, erased. And his campaign goes beyond courtrooms. He launches a PR war, ensuring every news cycle, gossip blog, and social influencer paints Luna as a cautionary tale. A woman broken beyond repair. A criminal who had access to the Forrester home, trust from the Spencer heir, and still chose violence. Steffy, recovering from her ordeal, insists she's fine. But the cracks are there. She sleeps with lights on now. She's withdrawn from Kelly. She hasn't returned to Forrester Creations. And her relationship with Finn is tense. Yes, he saved her. Yes, he walked into the lion's den. But he also hesitated. He felt for Luna. And in Steffy's world, that hesitation is betrayal. She can't look at him the same way. And the wounds run deep. Finn tries to be patient. He tells Steffy that guilt doesn't disappear overnight. That Luna was family. That helping her surrender was the right thing. But Steffy can't forget the fear. The cold steel of the gun against her ribs. The sound of Luna's voice when she said, "They only listen when you take everything from them." She doesn't want sympathy for Luna. She wants distance. And if Finn can't give that to her, she might walk. Ridge Forrester stands with his daughter. But in the background, he's making moves. He tightens security at every property. He calls in favors with state prosecutors. And he tells Eric, with a grim look in his eyes, that Luna's trial could get ugly, and if the Forresters get dragged into it, we fight like it's war. Hope Logan, caught between sympathy and caution, tries to mediate. She doesn't want Beth to be raised in a world of vengeance. But she also knows Luna once tried to fracture everything between Liam, between the Spencers, even between the Forresters and Logans. So she tells Liam, quietly but firmly, if you're keeping anything else about Luna's secret, now is the time to speak. And Liam flinches. Because there is a secret. A few weeks before the Malibu incident, Luna showed up at his office. Crying. Broken. She told him she couldn't trust anyone. That her relationship with Will was dying. That she wished she'd chosen someone like him. It didn't go further. But she kissed him. And Liam kissed her back. Only for a second. But a second too long. He never told Steffy. He never told anyone. And now? That moment could become evidence. Fuel for the fire. If Bill gets his hands on that footage, and there's a chance it was recorded on company cameras, Liam's loyalty will be questioned. His marriage could collapse. His co-parenting with Hope could fracture again. The last remnants of peace he built over the last year could disintegrate. But Bill has bigger targets now. Katie Logan, furious that Will was nearly killed, moves to petition for full custody. She doesn't want Will living under the same roof as a man obsessed with destroying a woman his son once loved. You've made this about pride, she tells Bill. Not protection. And I won't let you damage him to save your name. Bill laughs. Then snarls. Try me. The courtroom battle begins. Katie's legal team paints Bill as reckless, emotionally abusive, and dangerous in a crisis. They reference past behavior, his manipulation, his aggression, even his fake romance with Sheila Carter. Katie argues that Will needs emotional stability, not an empire built on threats. Bill counters that he's the only one with the resources to protect Will from further trauma. That Katie's trying to sever his bond with his son during a time of crisis. That she's playing right into Luna's hands. The judge agrees to temporary custody review. Will is placed under observation. And suddenly, the young Spencer is more alone than ever. Will hasn't spoken to Luna. He doesn't know if she wants to see him. He doesn't even know if she still blames him. But deep down, he knows this. He still cares. He wakes up thinking about her. Dreams of Malibu. Replays her breakdown over and over. And when his therapist asks him if he still loves her, he doesn't answer. Eventually, Will requests a private visit with Luna. The prison warden denies it at first. Then, miraculously, grants approval. The day arrives. Will walks into the secure room. Glass separates them. A phone hangs on each side. Luna is thinner. Pale. Quiet. Her hands are cuffed. Her eyes are dull until they see him. For the first time in weeks, Luna speaks. Why are you here? Will says, to ask you if it was real. She doesn't blink. What? Us. The nights. The words. The plans. The way you looked at me. Luna breathes in, slow. Then says, I was falling. Will's eyes blur with tears. So why did you pull the gun? Because I knew I couldn't keep you. I knew your father would take you. I knew your world would kill me one way or another. So I wanted to control the ending. And Will, heartbreaking, says, let me control it now. He leaves that day unsure of what to do. But when Luna's trial begins 2 weeks later and the courtroom quiets for opening statements, everyone turns in shock as Will Spencer walks to the stand. To testify. For her. Not to excuse. Not to absolve. But to explain. He tells the court what she meant. What she lost. What he failed to do. And what happens when people fall too far without anyone catching them. His testimony doesn't win her freedom, but it changes the narrative. The court recommends psychiatric evaluation over maximum sentencing. The DA reevaluates. Luna's fate remains uncertain, but execution of total destruction? Delayed. And in that fragile pause, as the world holds its breath, 3 families, Forrester, Logan, Spencer, stand fractured, but still standing. The war isn't over. But maybe, for now, it's no longer a war. It's a reckoning. A reckoning for truth, loyalty, and the cost of silence. And the bold and the beautiful? It's never been more dangerous. Or more alive.